It is once again another huge month for cozy gamers. But the best thing about October is not just the number of cozy games that we're getting, but also the variety. As not only do we have some more traditional cozy games that are coming up, we also have some which are a little bit scarier and perfect for Halloween. But before we get into all of the upcoming releases, I do want to quickly cover some cozy gaming news, and that is a brand new announcement called Petite Planet. Now, if you're wondering why we've been seeing so many of these recently, it's most likely because of not only the rise of Infinity Nikki, but also the recent fall. And this has caught the attention of a couple of companies, including Hoyoverse. And if you didn't already know, this is the company that makes Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact. And they've just announced Petite Planet, a game where you can craft your ideal life on a planet of your own. And not only will you be able to build, plant, befriend the neighbors, and even use magic, but the part that really caught my attention is the fact that you're not limited to your own planet. And it even mentions being able to explore distant galaxies. Now, it is important to note that this is Hoyoverse, so expect this game to be a gacha, which essentially means it's going to try and monetize FOMO. The only thing is, I'm not actually too sure what they will monetize in this game. For both Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail, they tend to do the gacha system for characters, which makes me think that maybe we're looking at a gacha system for some of the villagers. The only thing I truly hope for is that all of the cozy gaming mechanics don't have a paywall. I'm always very torn when it comes to free-to-play games because I do realize that games are getting increasingly more expensive, so a free-to-play one is nice to see every once in a while so that everyone can join in at once. But I do also understand that free-to-play mechanics can be designed in quite a predatory way if a company wants to, so let's just hope this is a pretty good game even for free-to-play players. Next up, we need to talk about the brand new Professor Layton, as unfortunately we got the news that it's going to be delayed until 2026. But it's not all bad news. We also got a brand new trailer, which you can see here. And honestly, I'm not too sad about the delay so long as the game is good. Now, this is published by the same people who made Fantasy Life. And if you remember, that game was delayed a ton and ended up being absolutely incredible. So if they're doing the same with Professor Layton, I think it's in good hands and I think it's going to be fantastic. Speaking of Fantasy Life, we actually got some news about the next free major update. And not only did they give us this brand new trailer showing a little snippet of it, we also got the news that it will be coming out in December. Now, as far as I'm aware, this is going to be endgame content, and it says it's going to involve a brand new character who plans to drive the story into an all-new chapter. I think you'll need to have finished the mainline story before you can access this one, so just something to know before we get into December. The final bit of cozy gaming news is that Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma and Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar are going to have a collaboration. We don't know much so far, we just know that this is going to be a free DLC in Story of Seasons and that it will be coming soon. This is such a fun idea and I loved both of the games, so I can't wait to see what they do. Okay, let's get on to all of the upcoming games because there's a lot of them, and starting us off we have Love Ghosty. Now, if this game is looking a little bit familiar, that's because this already came out over a year ago on PC, but it has finally made its way over to consoles, including the Nintendo Switch, at the perfect time. As this is a management game all about romance, and you essentially play as a ghost matchmaker. And in this, you get to set up each of the 12 residents on a date with one another, all in the hopes of them falling in love. And with there being 66 different combinations of couples, each with their own stories for you to uncover, you will most definitely find yourself playing through this game more than once. But the best part is, matchmaking isn't all you do. You can also decorate the residents' rooms, send them on tasks to boost their spirits, or even complete mini-games to try and make the residents happier. And the best part is, this game is already out and I've been having a blast with it, and all the footage you've just seen is actually the Nintendo Switch footage, so you don't even have to worry that this game doesn't run well. Next up is Illa, A Frosty Glide, and this is coming out on October 20th. Now this looked absolutely gorgeous when I played the demo on Steam, so I'm very interested to see how this plays on the Nintendo Switch. And in this you play as a young witch in training who is desperately trying to find her beloved cat Coco. And this will take you on a journey through stunning landscapes. And as you explore, you'll be able to collect valuable items, which you can then trade to improve your flying abilities. And that will allow you to make it to places you previously couldn't reach. And as you go, you'll also be able to learn the history and the forgotten stories of the land that surrounds you. What more can you ask for than a witchy game right before Halloween? Next up is Bye Sweet Carol, which is coming out October 9th. If you've ever wondered what it would be like for Disney to make a horror movie, then this will be the game for you. And I'm not normally a horror type person, but this has really caught my attention, as this is a narrative horror game full of mystery, intrigue, and secrets, all in an art style that resembles old school Disney, as it is all hand-drawn. Now this is set in Britain during the early 1900s, and it will see you slip between two realms, as you follow the last known whereabouts of Carol Simmons to uncover the dark truth behind the Bunny Hall orphanage. I will definitely be sure to update you guys on whether this was a horror game that I could handle or not. I'm excited, but also very nervous to get my hands on this. Next up is Little Nightmares 3, coming out on October 10th. I feel like especially this year, the words cozy and horror have definitely gone more hand in hand. So you know what, we're including this because it looks fantastic. Now Little Nightmares to me is a great game for those of you who want a creepy setting without constantly being scared, as it's not overly gory or overly jump scary. That's not to say it is completely a walk in the park, but I definitely think it falls on the cozier side of some of the horror games. But what really sets this apart from the other two Little Nightmare games is the fact that this can be played in co-op. Now you can play this single player as well, where the other character is controlled by an NPC, but I do think this is best played with a friend. Now I was lucky enough to play this at a UK convention last year and had a blast, as there truly is some great co-op mechanics built in. You see, in this, you play as Lo and Alone, two best friends who find themselves trapped in a nightmare. And like with most co-op games, each of them possesses a unique skill. So Lo has a bow and Alone has a wrench. And it's only by working together that they can hopefully escape. And this will see you overcome obstacles, solve puzzles, but at the same time, it's going to require you to run, hide, and even defend yourself at a moment's notice. So if you and a friend or partner are ready to tackle a slightly scarier challenge, then this game might be for you. It's not a cozy game for everyone though, that's to be sure. Next up we have Undusted Letters from the Past, that is coming out on October 16th on Nintendo Switch or October 13th on Steam. And we're back in the realm of classic cozy. And I am so glad that this is coming to the Nintendo Switch alongside of PC. In this, you'll clean and restore long neglected dirty objects. And as you clean each of the items, you will also learn the backstory of these long forgotten belongings. And with each item, you'll uncover a snippet of story, as you get to relive the memories one by one. The thing I love the most about this though is how there is no way to mess up. You can't break the items or mess them up in any way. You can just relax and enjoy the cleaning without the mess, and without it messing up your nails, because that is the worst part of cleaning. Next up we have 2 Point Museum. I am excited to see this come to the Nintendo Switch too, but I am also so cautious. I do really want to point out the fact that as of right now, we haven't seen a full-length trailer for how this game is going to run on the Switch 2. We've seen tiny snippets in Nintendo Directs, but that is it. We also still don't know if mouse mode is going to be a thing, or if you have to control it like you do on all the other consoles. That being said, this is a game that I have loved on PC, and that's coming from someone who loved 2 Point Hospital, but didn't really enjoy 2 Point Campus all that much. Now obviously in 2 Point Museum you run a museum, but they've added a lot of fun mechanics to it to make it a little bit more interesting. As not only do you need to place the museum exhibits and decorate them so people actually want to stop by them and have a look, but you also need to actually get the items to put them on display. So this means you need to send staff on expeditions to try and find the artifacts. But the thing is, the choices that you make when you send them off and during their expedition will determine not only how successful they are, but also if all of the staff will even make it back. This game is also full of surprises with each of the different levels that it gives you and challenges to make sure that the gameplay doesn't get stale. I honestly really want this game to be good. I am just so cautious by the fact that we really haven't seen much gameplay of this at all. So fingers crossed. Next up, we have Once Upon a Katamari on October 24th. Now, the one thing I can guarantee you with the Katamari game is that you will never guess where the story's gonna go. Does it make sense? Not always. Do I enjoy playing it though? Absolutely. Now, if you haven't heard of the Katamari games before, you're in for a wild ride. This is a game that simply sees you roll around a sticky ball, and as you roll over objects smaller than the ball, it'll stick to it, and gradually your ball will get bigger. And the bigger the ball gets, the bigger the objects you can start to run over. Now, each of the levels you do, the ball gets repeatedly bigger and you'll be in some absolutely wild situations. The reason why I call this game chaotic though, is because alongside of the absolutely ridiculous story, is also the fact that the levels have time limits. So as the timer runs down, you're going to start to find yourself desperately running over all of the objects that are in front of you. Now, as fun as I've found some of the other Katamari games, I will say I do think this price point is a little steep. This is definitely not something I'm going to tell you to rush off and buy, more so just a game to keep an eye on in case it goes on sale. We're going to finish off today with a game that's probably not cozy, but I am excited for it, so we're going to talk about it anyway, and that is Pokemon Legends ZA. Now, the first thing I do want to say before some of you start typing is that the UK people call it Z, okay? I'm not American, I am British, that's how we say it, and a lot of the world say it, so please do not correct me in the comments. Because so far it's happened every single time I mention this game, okay? We're just gonna get it out of the way. I think the best way to describe how I'm feeling about this game is I'm equal parts excited and nervous. There's a lot of things that I've seen and I've liked about it, as I have been lucky enough to play this a couple of times now. And I'm just worried that this one won't quite live up to how much I loved Pokemon Legends Arceus. Either way, I'll be buying it release day. I do want to quickly point out though, all the footage you're seeing right now is Nintendo Switch 2 footage, and I've only ever played it on the Nintendo Switch 2. So if you are someone planning on buying this on the Nintendo Switch, just bear in mind that we haven't seen a lot of Switch footage for it yet. So just keep that in mind if you are someone who's looking to pre-order. But as you guys well know, I'm not an advocate for pre-ordering any games, especially not on the Switch. That's it for my top pick of all of the cozy games coming to the Nintendo Switch this month. Let me know which ones you are the most excited for in the comments down below. And if you want to see a roundup of some of the best upcoming cozy games, which I got to play at Gamescom, click this video here.